With Torchlight 2, history is repeating itself. Like the original Diablo, Torchlight took place in a single town and in the dungeons below it. Like Diablo 2, Torchlight 2 improves on its predecessor in every way. The scope of the adventure is larger. Its settings are much more varied and memorable. The 4 character classes have a more exciting array of skills. And whereas Torchlight was a single-player affair, Torchlight 2 adds multiplayer support for up to an impressive 6 players. It's a familiar experience, but a great one nonetheless. The corrupting influence of Ordrak's heart has twisted the once heroic alchemist. He has left Torchlight in ruins and cut a swath of destruction across the land. As one of a new set of adventurers seeking fortune and glory, you set off to stop him. The story is a perfectly adequate excuse to send you slicing, blasting, and casting your way across the land, but it doesn't have much impact on the overall experience. What does have an impact are the classes and their varied abilities. As the Outlander, you can use a wide assortment of ranged weapons to damage enemies from a distance and hurl a spinning glaive that ricochets off of foes. Engineers excel at dealing slow, devastating attacks with massive weaponry. Ember mages wield the power of the elements, conjuring weapons of pure flame and making shards of ice rain down from the sky. And berserkers are the speediest and craziest of the bunch. Each class has a charge meter that fills up as you deal damage and makes you more powerful, giving you an incentive to get into the thick of the action and keep dishing out the pain. And of course, as you level up, you earn skill points to let you select and improve an assortment of skills that complements your character's core fighting style. You can have up to 13 skills at your fingertips. Acquiring new skills and finding effective combinations of skills that you enjoy using is a big part of what makes progressing through Torchlight 2 addictive, and great new skills continue to become available to you quite late into the game. Whereas the first Torchlight was a bit of a cakewalk on the normal difficulty setting, Torchlight 2 offers a manageable but satisfying challenge that requires you to make better use of your skills. The result is that you always feel enormously capable and powerful, but not so powerful that victory is effortless. Torchlight 2's steady onslaught of enemies is usually enjoyable to manage. However, on occasion things get out of hand, and the action can start to chug when the screen fills with enemies. Additionally, architecture can occasionally block the camera. You see outlines of yourself and of enemies through walls, but it's not a good substitute for an unobstructed view. However, Torchlight 2's terrific enemy variety keeps you on your toes, and its frequent boss fights make for exciting climaxes to each leg of your journey, not to mention rewarding ones. Yes, the loot in Torchlight 2 is endless and enticing, with all kinds of stat bonuses, bonuses for wearing sets of armor or dual-wielding sets of weapons, and other benefits to consider. You may frequently find yourself weighing the pros and cons of swapping one piece of equipment for another. That's all part of the fun, of course, and the option to have 2 sets of weapons that you can switch between on the fly helps you stay versatile in combat. Your faithful pet can be used as a pack mule and be sent back to town to sell unwanted gear. And in a great addition from the original Torchlight, your pet can also purchase potions and other basic items for you. The multiplayer functionality isn't as elegant and full-featured as it is in Diablo 3. You can't see which of your Runic Games friends are online before opting to play an online game, and you may need to do a bit of searching on the server list to find games friends have created. Conveniences like linking items in chat and dropping unwanted items so that other players can pick them up are absent. You need to open a trade window with another player to show them any items that may benefit them. These minor inconveniences can break up the flow of the game, but for the most part, tearing through Torchlight 2 with a friend or 5 is immensely enjoyable. Torchlight 2 is a lovely, well-crafted game. Its colorful and inviting world is a pleasure to explore. The eclectic soundtrack provides an alternately haunting and energizing accompaniment to your exploits. The classes are distinctive, and each has a terrific assortment of skills. To top it all off, this sizable and thoroughly satisfying game is a steal at just $20. The loot-driven, fantasy-themed action RPG clickfest hasn't seen much change since the days of Diablo 2. Torchlight 2 doesn't innovate and it doesn't surprise, and the genre may need an infusion of new ideas if it's going to stay vital. But Torchlight 2 serves up the old, irresistible recipe about as well as it's ever been done.
Heroes may fall, hope may fade, but new heroes will arise.